Some good news from Congo is that the M23 rebels continues to surrender more territories. So they have given up 2 locations so far to the East African forces led by Kenya. So they started off by withdrawing from the region of Kibumba. That was 2 weeks ago, and today they have given up another location, which was a very strategic location for them because it's the military base of Rumangabo, which is a military base they are taken from the Congolese forces. So they have decided to give up this location or this territory as well. And the reason these rebels are giving for the sudden change of heart is that they are determined to implement the resolutions of the Luanda mini summit and support the region's effort to find peace in the DRC. So remember, this summit had asked them to observe a ceasefire, which they refused. I remember that time actually they attacked the village of Kishishe where they massacred more than 200 people. But today, they have decided now to abide and observe that ceasefire, though I'm suspecting the orders came from Kigali because that's what everyone has been saying. And the villagers of Kibumba, which is that territory they had surrendered or withdrawn from 2 weeks ago, say that the M23 have not really left. They're saying that they keep seeing these soldiers in the forests and regions around Kibumba. So we don't know who's telling the truth. But I'm going to show you shortly those regions we are talking about so that you can understand the whole picture. So the regions in question are in East Africa. This region, as you can see, this is Rwanda, this side is Congo, and this is Uganda. And the M23 originally started where the borders of these countries meet. There is now this not far from where they meet actually, because they meet inside Virunga Mountains, these ranges you can see here. So there's this border post called Bunagana. This is where the M23 started, and that's why most people are saying that they were being supported by Uganda, which I'm not saying is not true. It just needs more evidence. But then we have Goma, and their goal was Goma, and this is the town, or rather the city of Goma, a city of 1.5 million people according to data from Congo. Some other people say it's 1 million people. Either way, it's a city of large number of people, as you can see. And this city, this is the border of Rwanda and Congo. When the city spills into Rwanda, it changes its name. They call it Gisenyi, the city of Gisenyi. And as you can see in Gisenyi, they even have a smaller airport, Gisenyi Airport, as you can see. And the Congolese side, you can see now there's the Goma International Airport. It's a huge airport. I think the runway is several kilometers. We can do the measurement if you want. So from one end to the other end of the airport here. Okay. Then the other end is about 3 kilometers. So it's a huge runway. It's an international runway. And this is the same airport that the East African force, mostly particularly the Kenyan forces, are defending, because this is a high value asset and they have sworn to ensure that it doesn't fall into the rebels' hand. As you can see, this airport is huge. It has larger planes, some all these planes, military helicopters for the UN mission. As you can see there, this Bangladesh aviation for the Bangladesh United Nations forces, and basically it's a very important airport. This is a plane, a helicopter for UN mission again. This is a military plane. As you can see, this is an attack helicopter there. So it's a huge airport. It's a high value asset, and that's why the Kenyan troops are guarding it to ensure that it doesn't fall into the rebels' hands. And not far from this airport or Goma, and you can see there's the border with Rwanda here, and you can even spot the stark difference between how organized and developed the Rwandan side is, with nice houses built in order, with the very nice streets and boulevards, and the Congolese side, it's more like a slum. But that's not the point. We know why the Congolese side is poor. We know what has been happening in that region. So the first region that the M23 gave up was this region here, Kibumba. So as you can see, this Kibumba, this community, the Kibumba, commune meaning the village or community is a French word, and it's not far from the Congolese city, the Goma. So it's less than probably 20 kilometers. So if we do the measurement from here to here, it's 20. As you can see there, it's 20. So they were here, very close, 20 kilometers. So they gave up this position, and you can see the Rwandan border. So mostly when they give up this position, it's said that they just cross over to this side. But the villagers around here, they also say that the rebels are lying, because the villagers say that they keep seeing them around this area. They come and install roadblocks and start checking, vehicles. So they say that the M23 is still active in this region, even though officially they want to claim that they gave up these positions to the East African force, the Kenyan force. So we don't know who is telling the truth, but I would rather believe the villagers. Now, today they are saying now they are going to give up another region, and this region they are giving it up is very important. As you can see, the Mount Nyiragongo, you know how notorious it is when it decides to act up. And there's another mountain called Mikeno Volcano on the other side, and this is the Virunga Mountains that separates Rwanda and basically Congo. So they are giving up Rumangabo, or how they pronounce it, Rumangabo. I don't know why they make B sound like an F. Rumangabo. And they are not giving up this region here, the Rumangabo. They are giving up a military camp here. So as you can see, there's a smaller airport or an airstrip. And this airstrip is used by the army to supply their camp here. So if you follow this road, you come to a camp. So they are giving up not this airstrip, but a camp, a military camp here. So as you can see, this is a camp. So this the military barracks. As you can see how they are built in a line. This is not a school. This is not a college. This was a Congolese army base, a military camp. These are barracks. As you can see, this is a kind of pitch or a sports kind of pitch. This is more likely the headquarters or the communication building. Some more tents in between. Then more likely fuel dumps, and these more barracks. So this is the military camp of Rumangabo or Rumangabo. They are giving this military camp. Basically, they are living here, and they are taking this camp from the Congolese army. That's how equipped and how aggressive the M23 rebels are. They came, they took this camp from these guys, So they took it from them, and now they are giving up this camp for the sake of peace. So you can see that's what this means. And the Rwandan border is not far away. When they give these positions, they just cross over, and it's not far from the camp here. You can see it's let me just use this tool here. 16 kilometers. But of course, you have to cross over this mountain, the mountain ranges, the Virunga Mountains. And that's how it is. So it's so close. They usually melt into these mountains, these forests here. It's a national park, I think. And there's so many mountains. This is Uganda. This is the border between Uganda and Rwanda. Mount Sabinyo. This Korin, Nyarugina. This is now Rwanda. Institute of Applied Science, Ruhengeri. This is Rwanda. Yes. So that's the region they are giving up. From Goma to Kibumba to now Rumangabo. And most people now do not believe that the M23 are giving up these positions. They believe that they are lying. And I don't know how the East African force will be able to manage to come and take, like now, this region here. They have to come and station some people in these barracks, this region here, to ensure the M23 rebels do not come back here. Or it could be a ploy by these rebels to divide and basically distribute the East African force, because this is a force of less than 2,000 men, if we include the Burundi forces. Though the Kenyans are the ones active around Goma, the Burundi force is down here around Bukavu, and there's nothing happening here at the moment. So that's where the Burundi force is. As for Ugandan force, they are up here in Benin. So I mean, they are spread like that. So the Kenyans, who are 900, or they are supposed to be 900, we don't know the exact number at the moment, that have mobilized to that region. They are supposed to now take control of this part, take control of this region, this highway, Kibumba, which is this part, as I showed you, Kibumba. And then they're also supposed to have a team here, in this barracks here. I mean, it will be a tough job for them, and the M23 could be, making them lean, or spreading them across so that they can attack them easily. Because most people believe that the M23 are getting help from Rwanda, and there have been allegations from the UN security report that showed that Rwandan troops were fighting alongside with the M23. So we are talking about Rwanda and their troops operating along this region, which is so close to their border. So they can do anything within a short moment's notice, cross over, do the attacks, and cross back into Rwanda. Those are some of the threats. That's why I think the Kenyans didn't come to, basically patrol this region, and that's why the villagers are saying that they have been spotting some Rwandan or M23 soldiers in the area.